Alright, shalom, shalom. Before I begin this video, all praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, and taught us his truth, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, alright, along with you brothers, all throughout the four winds of the earth, alright, pushing the 100% accurate, doctrine of Yahweh, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. To you I say, shalom. And the title of this video is The Israelites Shine Now, and in the kingdom they will shine the brightest, right? Because we're here, we're in Babylon the Great. You subject to the curses. You subject to different things. Yet we're an extremely blessed people, and that's gonna be known at its highest capacity when we're in the kingdom, because that's something that's constantly in our mind is the kingdom. Like brothers constantly say kingdom minded. We kingdom minded. We constantly thinking about the kingdom. Right? And the reason why the Lord created Yahushai is to get his people, the Israelites, to that point. That's the only way that we'll get to that point, is by being saved by Yahushai. That's our deliverer. That's, Lord's will we be of the elect. That's who's going to carry us, into salvation. Yahushai is coming with salvation. He's going to beam up his elect. Right? And that's something that we look forward to at every day. Every day. It's an everyday thing. Oh, it's a lot good. It's a lot good. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament. So even though we in this lower state, we still shine because we know the truth, right? And we apply the truth to all these different situations. So that's what makes us shine. It's not us. The words Yahweh Yahushai is that light. And we know that we're gonna shine our brightest in the kingdom. We gonna shine so bright, it ain't gonna make sense. It's gonna perplex the heathen. They're gonna be like, damn, man. They perfect. It's something that they're constantly gonna bring up. Like, damn, they perfect. That's the ultimate shining, being in those new bodies. Bodies that don't have the ability to get cold, right? They don't have the ability to get cold. They don't have the ability to get sick or to, break a bone. Living forever in righteousness. Daniel 12 and 3. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Alright, so us bringing out the words Yahweh Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Right, that's leading our people in righteousness. That's why we're considered leaders. Right, because we lead with the scriptures. We telling our people. America, aka Babylon the Great, gonna be destroyed. We right around the corner from the sea hip. All these different prophecies that are coming on the way. We're telling our people in righteousness, because we understand that soon we gonna shine, man. We gonna gonna shine beyond, anything that we can fathom. All right, whatever we expect, the Lord is gonna exceed, our expectations. Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Right. So, and we in that time, we in the time of the light shining on the elect of the nation of Israel. That word being spread not only by men being on the highways and byways, but also this word going out on the internet. This to and fro. As well as this word being mentioned, word of mouth. All right, because the knowledge is increasing. We know that we the Israelites. You can ask a random guy on the street. You just walk up to Jake and be like, "Hey, you know who you are?" He might mess around and say, "Yeah, I'm an Israelite." We stepping into that time where we know who we are. We are God's chosen people. Right? We are people above all the people that are on the earth. The Israelites are above all people that are on the earth. Daniel 12 and 5, and it says, Then I, Daniel, looked, and behold, there stood other two, the one on this side of the bank of the river, and the other on that side of the bank of the river. And one said to the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, How long shall it be to the end of these wonders? And the man clothed in linen, which was upon the waters of the river, when he held up his right hand and his left hand unto heaven, and sware by him that liveth forever, that it shall be for a time, times, and a half, and when he shall have accomplished to scatter the power of the holy people, all these things shall be finished. And we are stepping into the time where we're going to be shining at our brightest, because we went from not knowing who we are, being nothing. We were in slavery. We were slaves. We were slaves to now we flash forward. Okay, through the spirit power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you can see that the Israelites, more specifically the elect, we know that the Israelite, we're shining. We've stepped into the light of the truth. Daniel 12 and 8, it says, And I heard, but I understood not. Then said I, O my Lord, what shall be the end of these things? And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. So Daniel at the time is not going to get, every single breakdown and revelation given to him, because there's still a whole bunch of time that has to pass, before we are, there was a whole bunch of time that was supposed to pass back then, right, until, we were to be beamed up and saved. Now, shit, it could be next year, we are that close, in the times of Daniel, even, flash forward to the times of, the apostles being on the scene with Yahushua, it was still 2,000 plus years that had to pass by. So now we in them times. Now the sea hit right across the street. When you see somebody that you recognize across the street and you wave your hand, they kind of look both ways before they cross the street, and then they jog across the street and they right there to you. We can see the sea hip across the street waving his arm. Okay, looking to the left, looking to the right. Okay, the economy's fucked up. All right, and walking across the street and being right here. That snowball effect, and that sea hip is going to create a snowball effect. That prophecy is going to knock down. That prophecy is going to be that big domino that knocks into the other prophecies. You know, and in the times of WW3, famine, pestilence, you know, warfare, you know, these people spoiling and being spoiled. You know, Lord's will we be of the elect. We're gonna have that light. We're gonna continue to shine, because the Lord has put us in a position to shine through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Right, I had a precept that was coming to mind. Every passage where the Lord speaks about what he's going to do for his people, that's a promise. That's a promise. It's 100% accurate. You know, the Lord is going to do that. All right, this is Revelation 21:4. It says, "And Yahweh Shai shall wipe away all tears from their eyes." The eyes of the Israelites, right, who sigh and cry for the abominations that are done in the midst thereof. The wickedness at an all-time high. The heathen is at his all-time wickedness, 2/3 Jake. They at their all-time worst. Jake waxing worse and worse. That's why we continue to avoid Jake for the most part. You know, because we know that most of our people that are here in Babylon the Great, most of our people, they have a hatred of the Lord. So of course they gonna hate us. You know, these different dreadhead niggas. You know, all you tough niggas, AK toting niggas. You know, and not only that, you corporate, you know, suit and tie Jakes, you niggas too. You know, all the way down to that grimy, you know, just grimy niggas. You know, you might have a guy at your job or whatever, you know, stealing people's lunch. That's a grimy man. That's a grimy man. That's a grimy man. And in the kingdom, ain't nobody gonna be, you know, stealing from the Israelites. Israelites aren't gonna be stealing from Israelites. You know, and if the heathen steal from the other heathen, your ass getting judged. Ain't gonna be none of that. You know, it's not like the Israelites are gonna be perfect and you know, great and magnificent, and then the heathen is just gonna do what they want to. No. They gonna be subject to the Israelites, you know, under the authority of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. We're gonna be under the authority of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, right up under him. You know, like brothers constantly go into. We gonna have all the authority in the name of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, you know, to exact judgment. That's gonna be part of us shining as well. Is us being able to judge like how we're supposed to be able to. And we right around the corner from that. We're after the Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. Alright. Lord's will we be of the elect. The Lord beam us up. And hey, that's the Spirit shining His marvelous light. Because best believe that when the elect are beamed up, Lord's will we be of the elect, it's gonna be a light unlike anything that's ever been seen before. This ain't gonna be no LED light, coming out of that salvation chariot. No, this gonna be a light. That light that come out is gonna stop the whole show. People gonna truly be amazed when they see the elect of Israel being boomed up, being beamed up. The elect gonna be beamed up, and everybody else gonna be boomed up. Boomed up, because them ICBMs, intercontinental ballistic missiles, they gonna touch down on Babylon the Great, aka America. It's a guarantee. There's no doubt. There's no doubt in our minds that this is what's gonna take place. All the prophecies that are written in this book, we know this through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. The Lord is gonna have His elect, shining now, and then ultimately being in the kingdom, shining at our greatest point. And we're never not gonna shine after that. We gonna shine forevermore. It's something to look forward to, and to constantly having in mind is that, hey, shit, we right around the corner from the kingdom. We right around the corner. Like when you about to go to your house, shit. Okay, I got one. It's like that threw me all the way off. I got one more term until boom, I'm about to be on my street, so to speak. So we know through the Spirit that, hey, we this close to the kingdom. We just waiting on a handful of prophecies. One of the biggest indicators is the Thier, which we know that we in the times of the Thier. We know we in the times of the Thier being right across, it's right across the street. The Thier right across the street, and it's gonna be, in everybody's face coming soon, man. This is something to look forward to. The Thier coming about is a beautiful thing. We want that to happen. We just not gonna take it. Lord's will we be of the elect. We not gonna take it. Yet we look forward to the Thier. You damn right. The Lord gonna have us shine now and later on. These prophecies they popping. they popping heavily. So we gotta continue to look towards prophecies that Yahweh Shem Yahshua is set up. Continue to study, pray, fast, and increase. Because we in the times of increasing. Esau increasing in his wickedness, right? And the elect are increasing in righteousness. All right. So with that, Lord's will, you are edified. Call halal Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone once again, who rule well and teach well and taught us His truth. As well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, and you brothers who are laboring through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. All right, and it's coming soon, man. The Lord gonna have us shining real soon. We shining now, but the Lord gonna have us, shining at our highest capacity soon. When we're in them perfect bodies. All All right, so Kwame Yashala and the Baba Ball. Shalom.